This bout is brought to you by Vapormania. Anytime you think vapors or e-cigs, think Vapormania.com. This contest is an amateur fight scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He stands 5'11", weighed in at 150 pounds, with an amateur record of 1 win and 1 loss. Representing Cedar City Jiu-Jitsu, give it up for Vince Dewaald.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have Vince Dewaald coming out right now. He is 33 years old, weighed in at 145 pounds, stands at about 5'11", with an MMA record of 1 and 2. What else do you know?
He's training out of Cedar City Jiu-Jitsu and MMA with Coach Maurice Jackson. His fighting style, he's freestyle is what he's calling it. His background is in Kajuk Imbo. I know I butchered that, and I apologize to anybody that is a Kajuk Imbo aficionado. But he's been training in that for a while. He's got Penjak Silat, and his last opponent was Blake Sullivan. And why he's fighting? Because it's fun.
That's the way we all fight, because it's fun. What I know about him, besides the fact that he choked me up as I was announcing him, was the fact that his day job is going to school for digital media web design. So this guy seems to be on the cutting edge of things, trying to go into that electronic side of things. So it's kind of funny, his day job, he's working on computers. For fun, he punches people in the face.
See, most people, for fun, go to computers, video games, stuff like that. The face punching thing, it doesn't really cross over into the computer world. He's dedicating this fight to his wife and his son. He said what it means for him to fight in Steelfist is that it's awesome to be brought back to fight for Steelfist for a second.
And his opponent, fighting out of the black corner. He stands 5'9", weighed in at 148 pounds, with an amateur record of 2 wins and 2 losses. Representing Team Hardcore Idaho, give it up for Rowdy Senior Citizen Akers.
It's Akers, by the way.
If I say something, I mean
All right, now here's a guy that if you come to any of the live shows, you're going to see him hanging out around the cage, whether he's fighting, whether he's cornering, or just helping set up the cage. Rowdy Acres is a staple here with Steelfist Fight Night. He is 40 years old. He stands 5'9" tall, weighs 145 pounds. He's got a record of 4-3-0. He trains out Team Hardcore in Idaho, and he comes down here once in a while and rolls around with one-hit MMA. What else do we know about this guy?
What I know about this guy is he is a character. I mean, this guy, when we're looking through his bio, it is full of everything from jokes about his last opponent, which he's bald. For the others of you who haven't seen him yet on TV, he's bald, but he claims his last opponent was pulling his hair, even though he's bald. So he says,
speaking of his last opponent, it was a loss against Skylar Frazier, who just turned pro, and guy is a phenom. So there's nothing that he can take away from that fight as a loss. But I do like the fact that even though he lost to a very tough opponent, the reason is because he was getting his hair pulled.
Well, and then you talk to him about, how did you get started in MMA? And he says, well, I bought a Tap Out t-shirt and felt empowered.
Felt empowered. You have to. If you own a Tap Out anything, you have to be an MMA fighter. Bottom line. But again, to the type of personality the guy has, his style of fighting, he is 40 years old. So his style of fighting is old man in your face. And whoop whoop, Gangnam style.
Yeah, he does that. I mean, he literally is in your face from the ring of the bell till the end. I mean, the one place where he didn't really pull jokes was when he was talking about his family. His son Charlie Akers, who's 8 years old. Jordan, who's his daughter, who's 14 years old. And then also the Brady Bunch, as he calls them, which is Brady Grant's family out here in Utah, and of course the Steelfist family.
Yeah, and he's dedicating this fight to all of his friends in Utah. They're always welcoming him and helping him with his move to Utah. I really like Rowdy Acres, and like you said before, one of the things that you come to expect of this guy when he actually does get in the cage is his name is really his fighting style. He's rowdy. He gets in here and he's aggressive, and he doesn't really back down. He's constantly pushing forward.
Yeah, he is pushing forward. He moves forward, and it's like the guy's got, cardio from I don't even know where. I probably can't say that word on TV.
It's supernatural cardio.
Yes, but he just goes and goes and goes, gets in your face, and as you can see him, he's over there. He's ready to go. He's ready to bang over here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, in the red corner, we've got Vince Dewaald in the black and red Venom shorts, and in the black corner, we've got Rowdy Acres wearing the black and white shorts. This is going to be a great fight. We've got one of the best referees in the business, Dave Selystead, in there, getting ready to call this fight and get it started.
Yeah, agreed. Dave is a great ref out there, and anyone, you're blessed to have him in the cage with you.
Yep, nice touch of the gloves, get this fight started. Rowdy coming in, being very aggressive, pushing in and going for a body shot that looked like he missed and pushed him against the cage, and these guys are just teeing off on each other. What are you seeing right now, Ryan?
What I'm seeing is Rowdy coming forward, and I'm seeing Vince doing a good job counterpunching and catching Rowdy when he's coming in. Now, it's not deterring him. He keeps coming. Just like we said, he's got that old man in your face style.
Yes.
And he does it.
And he's doing a great job of keeping Vince against the cage right now. And, you saw just a couple seconds ago, he was throwing some knees into the legs. And it looks like he's trying for that head throw whizzer. He's just driving the head of Vince Dewaald against the ground and staying off to the side. But Vince did a great job getting his legs back under him. And now he's standing back up. And Rowdy is not letting off at all. He's still pushing forward.
Yeah, that is what Rowdy does. Rowdy gets in your face, and he keeps pushing. As you see, he's trying to land a little bit of, somewhat dirty boxing as he's trying to grab the back. He does not give you room to breathe.
No, and he's doing a great job. Vince has been pushing off and doing a lot of the right things to keep Rowdy from being too effective, but Rowdy is doing a great job of keeping him against the cage and able to suck that leg up high enough to get Vince off the ground for a nice takedown. Now, what do you want to see Rowdy do? Do you want to see Rowdy go to guard like that and try for that guillotine, or would you like to see him stay on that side control?
I would have liked to see him staying in the side control. Sometimes the guillotine's very hard to finish, especially coming from a jiu-jitsu guy. You get put in guillotines all the time. You kind of learn to deal with it.
Right. Well, and you can see Vince, he's doing a good job. He's posturing up high with his hips, and he's bringing his arm, his inside arm, deep onto the shoulder of Rowdy Acres. And for those of you that don't know, maybe Ryan can explain a little better than I am, but bringing that right arm around the shoulder like that alleviates the choke, does it not?
Yes, because he's able to kind of turn his head inward towards the body of Rowdy, and so it's not necessarily as much underneath the throat as much, and it kind of changes that torque that you have on your neck.
Right, so you're not getting pressed against the throat, and it's not shutting down the windpipe, it's just pushing against the circulation on the side of the carotid artery.
And only one side, not the other side.
Yeah.
So you still have circulation, you still have blood going to the brain, which allows you to just kind of deal with the pain. Trust me, ladies and gentlemen, it's not fun. It doesn't feel good, but at the same time, as you can see, it did not pay off, and now it's got Rowdy sitting here on the bottom. It looks like almost in a mounted position.
Half mount, half guard.
As I can't see that other leg.
He's got one leg in, but he's not in the best position, but you could tell he realized that it wasn't going to work, and now Vince doing a great job of cinching in for a shoulder choke. And what do you want to see Rowdy do? I know, grabbing the back of the head is a good idea because it can help separate there. What does Rowdy need to do? Because it looks like that shoulder choke is on deep if Vince can step around and get to the side mount.
Well, exactly. Try to keep that leg there to alleviate him to get the correct angle, because even a shoulder choke is hard to finish unless you have that correct angle.
Yeah, that's the thing with submission, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not in the correct angle to finish these submissions, you're not going to finish them. You might put pressure on the guy's head, put the blood in his face, but you're not going to finish it.
No.
What do you see that round going one way or the other?
Honestly, that one's a little bit tough to score. I would give the round overall to Rowdy, just because he controlled the pace, he controlled the action. He did make that, in my mind, somewhat mistake to go ahead and try to pull guard, finish that guillotine.
He thought he had the choke, so he just kind of dropped back into the Brazilian takedown.
Yeah, now, he held that for a while, which was kind of, forcing Vince to have to defend that. But eventually Vince got that top position, and when he did, he was able to capitalize a little bit, start to threaten with some chokes, or with the head-arm choke.
Go for that shoulder choke, yeah.
Yes.
Now, see, the thing that you got to keep in mind is we are not judges, and in the judges' eyes, even though Rowdy did do more in that fight, he got the takedown, he was a little bit more aggressive, he had better cage positioning, cage control, and then better control on the ground, but the round ended with Vince on top.
Yes.
And the judges, they're that Phantom Menace. You never know how they score a fight until the round's over. And there's a very good chance that even though you and I are saying that Rowdy won that first round, Vince could have easily come away with that round.
Yes, very easily, especially with that guillotine that he threw. With that guillotine, when he pulled guard, I mean, though he was trying to submit him, the fact of the matter is he was on the bottom.
Right. And Rowdy doing a great job. They came back out with the same kind of exchange. And Rowdy with a beautiful takedown. And Vince not timid at all. He's not taking anything away with that takedown. He's keeping his back against the cage. He's staying really calm. What do you want to see Vince do if you're in his corner? Do you want him to turn around like that? Or do you want him?
Not really. He just gave up his neck. Rowdy's got it underneath his throat, but he has the wrong angle.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about at the end of the first round. It's all about angles with these submissions. Oh, man. And Vince with a nice little jab, uppercut, whatever you want to call it. I don't think Rowdy saw that coming.
Oh, not at all.
It kind of caught him off guard.
And as you see, Rowdy's had to switch back positions.
Ooh, nice. Rowdy with some heavy hands. Vince doing a good job of covering up, but he's not really intelligently defending himself. He needs to turn in and start punching or this fight's going to be over.
It looks like he's okay, but, as an amateur, you cannot take that many shots without the risk of the referee stopping that fight.
Yeah, and it's the rule of intelligently defending yourself. Holding your hands up and getting punched in the face a bunch of times or getting punched in the side of the head is not intelligently defending yourself. You need to be shooting back in on them, and you need to try and change the dynamic of the way the fight's going at that point.
Yeah, change the way the strikes are coming, and by just covering your face, you're not doing that.
Right. Rowdy had him in the hips, and he had him picked up off the ground, but he just couldn't change the angle to dump him, and Vince was able to stay up on his feet, and they had a beautiful exchange just now.
Well, yeah, and you can see, I think both guys are kind of taking a breather at this point in time, just because, they've set such a fast pace that, sometimes you need to breathe.
Yeah. No, and the people at home might not realize this, but 3 minutes in the cage, it's intense.
Oh, it's an eternity.
I would rather run 6 miles than spend 3 minutes in the cage as far as how burnt out you are and how much energy you actually expend. People might not realize that, and they're not 3 minutes in right now. No. They're more than that.
Yeah, I get people that come, nice
beautiful head
takedown.
throw. Now, all right, so what I'm seeing right now, Rowdy's got that arm and shoulder. He got that beautiful arm and shoulder throw. Is Rowdy going to try for a shoulder choke, or is he going to trap the leg?
Yeah, he's trapping
that arm with the leg, and is he going to go for the shoulder lock, or is he going to keep going for the head?
You know what? I would trap that arm and start dropping some punches.
That's what I was thinking. When I say go for the head, I meant with your fist.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's not going for a choke. I'm not going to see Rowdy choke him with an arm out like that. But is Rowdy in a good position right now, or does he need to change things up a little bit?
No, he's in a good position now. He's got one of the arms tied up. If he can keep that tied up, that would be great. It looks like it might, come out. So he might start to look to transfer to a mounted position. But we heard the 10-second click. He's just dropping shots. He's going to do that for the next 5-6 seconds.
And you just saw right there, Rowdy's looking up at the referee, seeing if he's going to stop this fight because he's just unanswered punches to the face of Vince. So that round, how do you see it?
Rowdy,
all the way Rowdy. I don't see that Vince did anything in that round that was going to eke it out in his decision.
Yeah, I didn't see anything that would have helped him there, but also you saw not just Rowdy grappling and getting in your face, he let those hands go.
Yes, he was striking from standing, he got takedowns, and he was striking on the ground.
Yes.
And if I was Rowdy and I was in Rowdy's corner, I'd be kind of mad at Dave for not stopping that fight.
Yeah, well, he was looking at him.
As a spectator, I'm glad he didn't stop that fight. But, you could see Rowdy looking at him like, why aren't you stopping this? As he's punching him in the face. Yeah,
a unique tool that I've seen people use before? As they're looking at the ref like that, they will count out loud how many unanswered shots they have. So they'll say 1, 2, 3, 4. And once you start hitting like 10, 15.
Yeah, the referee kind of has to do something for the benefit of the fighter that's being punched in the face.
Exactly.
So you and I both, on our unofficial scorecard, we're giving this 2 rounds to Rowdy Acres, nothing to Vince. But again, like I said at the end of the first, or at the beginning of the second round, the way that Vince ended that first round, he could have won that in the judges' scores. So this is either an even fight right now, or it's 2-1 for Rowdy.
Yeah.
If Vince is going to win this fight, he either needs a dominant 10-7 or 10-8 round, or he needs to win.
Yeah, he does. And as you can see, here comes Rowdy with his in-your-face, throwing hands, trying to push you against the fence, doing what he does. He's going to pick him up, Now he needs to watch when he picks him up to watch out for that guillotine that you kind of see.
I think you can see he's already changing angles and he's cutting to the side of the leg. If he does pick him up, he's going to turn him sideways and go for the crossbody.
Yeah, I mean, that's where he needs to land. And if he can do that, he'll be in a great position to do so.
Now, I'm loving this fight. These guys are both banging, especially when they're standing up before it comes into the cage. They're both really aggressive. Rowdy's doing a good job. It might look at home like he's just kind of camping out, but he's not. He's lifting. He got the takedown right there. Beautiful job. Love to see him kind of put the knee in the belly, maybe sit up and start punching at this point.
That would be perfect. And for those of you at home, I don't know if you'll be able to hear, we got a crowd screaming. And when Rowdy picked him up, I could hear him yelling, "Rah!"
I almost couldn't hear Ryan on my headset from the scream on that one. But Vince did a great job getting his hips back underneath him, stood up using the cage, and Rowdy feeding him some knees to the hips, or knees to the outside of the thigh. Do you think Rowdy's going to go for that takedown again? And if he does, do you think he's going to be able to capitalize on it?
I'm thinking both of them are getting kind of tired right now, and they're putting a lot of energy, especially with that yell that you heard as he finally secured that. He had to put a lot of energy to pick him up and turn him.
Yeah, that was all gut. And Dave's going to separate him a little bit for lack of action. I don't know if that's a bad call or if that's a good call. They were both working. They were both striking this, here and there. But it's definitely making for a much funner fight to watch when he separates him, because Rowdy is just coming in, feeding fist to Vince's face.
Yeah, feed him, and now he's working the body. He's doing a good job there. And this is Rowdy's style. Like we said, he's old man in your face, and it's not even old man. It's in your face, period.
Yeah, he's an old man.
Yes.
But that is just in your face fighting right there. And, those kidneys of Vince, they're looking pretty red, especially on that left side. And Rowdy doing a great job with cage control. I've actually been really impressed this entire fight with how well Rowdy's been able to use the cage and stay in control of this fight.
Wait, he's using the cage. He's really controlling his opponent. Those knees right now to the back of Vince's knee hurt.
Yes, they do, especially when they come around and catch on the tendon.
Yes.
Like those last three
Yes.
landed right on the tendon. Those aren't going to be fun. And whether or not they're going to make Vince do something stupid or not, it doesn't matter.
It hurts.
When they step away from that cage, he's going to feel that weight on his leg.
Oh, he'll remember it tomorrow.
Yeah.
I promise you that.
And they're going to stop that one for a second. He's going to get a warning for the back of the head strike. Rowdy, that overhand right, it went straight to the back of the head. I don't think that was anything to do with Vince turning. I think that Rowdy just wasn't watching where his hand was going.
I think right now they're getting fatigued and they're just throwing hands. And so right now it was, oops, didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, yeah, and you can see Rowdy, so he's apologizing, letting him know it wasn't intentional. There's no malice to it. Fatigue kicks in and slop happens.
Yeah, well, and here comes Rowdy coming forward. And there's the end of the fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was a beautiful fight. Now, unofficially, Ryan, you've got it, what?
3-0, actually.
3-0. I'm going to play devil's advocate and say that maybe 2 out of the 3 refs gave that first round to Vince because of the way that he ended the round. But there's no way I could see that fight going any other way than Rowdy at least winning the second and the third round. I'm not an official judge. You're not an official judge. So let's send it to the cage for the official judge's decision.
Yeah, I'd like to hear what they got to say myself.
Yep.
This fight went all 3 rounds and is now in the hands of the judges. All 3 judges scored about 27-30. With your winner, the black corner, Rowdy Senior Citizen Akers.
I'm here with your winner, Rowdy Acres. Rowdy, is that your name or your fighting style, man? That was a great fight. How do you feel about it?
I'm a senior citizen. I'm 40.
40 years old. So I know that you like to say that you do the old man, rough and tough coming at you. You came at Vince that whole fight. That was beautiful, man. Have you been working on your cage control, or what was your game plan coming in here?
I really didn't have a game plan. I relied on being physically fit and using that to my advantage and just moving forward. That's really it. I don't know how to freaking quit. I want to teach my kids how not to quit. I want to teach all you guys how not to quit. Do whatever the hell you want to do and train for it.
All right, man. Hey, that was a great fight. The first round, you ended on the bottom. You were in danger of getting shoulder choked. Did you think that you came out of that winning all 3 rounds? Because in my scorecard, I had you winning all 3 rounds. But did you at any point think that you were in trouble in that fight?
No, not at all. Vince was tough. He nailed me a couple times, but my dad just beat me, so I got a solid chin.
All right, man. Are you getting back in here and doing this again?
Heck yeah, whenever they'll have me back.
All right, man. Hey, thanks a lot.